Well, hello, my crafty little tribe. How's everybody doing today? Thanks for coming back to my channel. Wow, I'm so excited about a bunch of stuff. First thing is I'm doing this video today because I want to show you some... I've been experimenting lately. I'm just going to blame it on Susan Taylor Brown because, well, she did a video, or a couple of videos. She did at least one on alcohol inks and kind of what she was doing with them and her technique, because everybody does things a little different. But it kind of gave me that like extra push and made me like, okay, I'm going to be brave. I'm going to do this. And I'd already purchased some alcohol inks. Then I went out and purchased a few more. And yeah, I don't know why I was so afraid, because it's so addicting. It's so addicting. I mean, bad, really bad. So it's your fault, Susan. Just saying. I love you, girl, but it's your fault. You have done this to me. So yeah. And then the other thing I'm really excited about is tomorrow. Tomorrow's the big day. Tomorrow's my wedding anniversary. I will have been married 6 years to a super awesome guy. I couldn't imagine life without him. And on Sunday, we couldn't plan it for tomorrow, but on Sunday, we were going to do something else tomorrow, but we decided to do something different. And so on Sunday, we're going to go to a place called Tiger World. We've been there once before, but it was so gosh darn flippin' hot out that day. It was like almost 100 degrees. None of us could really enjoy it, and it was so hot that even the animals weren't that very active. But I mean, seriously, just about every single animal. There are animals there that I didn't even know existed. But you can go and you can feed the ducks, and you can you can sit on the edge of a pond and have the most beautiful, stunning peacocks just come out and kind of hang out with you, and you can toss food at them. But they've got lemurs and tigers and leopards and monkeys and sloths. They've got, I mean, this place is loaded with animals, and I mean, they're all what are they called? Encased, or they're all fenced in, so to speak. But you can go right up close, and there's only a fence between you, but you can go up so close that you're like right there. You could almost reach in through the fence and touch these animals. Not that I would, but but yeah, I'm super excited because a few years back, my husband and I went to a place called Preservation Station, which is in South Carolina. And we got to go in and take pictures and have pictures taken, excuse me. And my husband and I got to go in and we got pictures taken of us holding little baby tigers and Gibbon's monkeys. I love monkeys. I love them. Not that I would have one as a pet, but I love monkeys. And I got to hold them and love them and cuddle them and even hold and cuddle the little baby tigers. They were so cute. Anyways, we can't do that where we're going on Sunday, but we really love, places like that with all kinds of animals, and it's just something that my husband and I are both passionate about. If we were rich, I know my husband would own a tiger and probably 10 or 15 other animals, lions, tigers. I mean, he would do it all. I know he would. Anyways, I'm excited about that. And tomorrow is the big giveaway. That's right. Tomorrow morning, my husband, he's a firefighter, and I know I've said it before. He's got some kind of training evaluation thing to do in the morning, but in the afternoon, he'll be home, and he's going to make a voice appearance. He will be coming into the craft room, and I'll let him know when I'm ready. And he's going to pick out the winner out of my big old wicker basket, and then I'll announce the winner of my first giveaway tomorrow. I cannot believe how many of you subscribed and joined in and participated in this giveaway. I mean, I'm blown away. I'm absolutely blown away. Like, there's a lot of you. I probably won't. I'm probably going to wait until probably around like 8 o'clock tonight, and then I will sit down and write down everyone's names, all the names, and I'll put them into the basket. And then tomorrow afternoon, I will upload a video announcing the winner. So there's all kinds of things I'm excited about over the next couple days. I don't feel too bad today, but it's been a rough couple weeks for me. I have not been feeling well at all, so I'm hoping I'm on the upside of this, or yeah, I think I'm hoping that I'm on the upside of this. So today I'm doing alcohol inks, and well, I'm going to do one, but it's very addicting, and I have to force myself to stop after each one because, whew, the fumes from the isopropyl alcohol and the inks and the fixatives and the blending solution, and oh my goodness, whew, like I thought I was going to pass out yesterday. So I'm going to do one, but before I get started, before I even show you, because every single one is different. Sorry, I just keep clearing my throat and I can't. So I'm going to show you a couple of the ones that I did so far, because every single one's going to be different. There's no way to make each and every alcohol ink, piece identical. It's impossible. But that's what I love about it. So the first one I did is this, and when I showed it to my husband, he said, "Wow, it looks just like a abalone shell." So here's the first one. I'm going to lift it up here so you can see the reflection and the different. And in this piece, I used, I think, every shade of green that I had, like botanical. All the alcohol inks that I'm using right now. This is so addicting. I'm probably going to buy a bunch more and try different companies and all that. But for right now, what I have is Ranger's alcohol inks. And in this piece, I started off with every shade of green that I had, which is Ranger's Botanical, Ranger's Bottle, that's the color, that's the name of the color. And then, what else did I use? I think I used, oh yes, I used a little bit of sepia. I used a little bit of sepia in here. And then I used alcohol, what's called denim. Okay. And like I said, every piece looks different, and I'm going to show you basically how I did this one. So there's the first one. Again, and it really does. It looks kind of like an abalone, like seashell. Okay, so then the next one is, this one looks just like, well, it looks a lot like stained glass. And there's this one. Isn't that cool? I'm trying to tilt it so you can see all the different kind of parts of it. I have fun doing this. This is just, oh, it's so therapeutic for me. I swear I'm never going to finish I've been working for months on this hardcover carpetbagger journal, and again, it's going to be wrapped in a quilt. I've been working on it for months. And it's something every day. Every single day it's something, and I get distracted and I start on something else, or I do something else. But you know what? I'm having fun, so I just keep thinking, you know what? It'll get finished when it's supposed to be finished. But in the meantime, I'm going to have some fun. especially on my good days when I feel pretty good. But is that not gorgeous? That is gorgeous. Okay, so now the third one I made, this one's it's gonna look a little different because I used a few different things. Okay, so I'm gonna bring it over to you, and I'm gonna show you. This one is every shade of brown that I had. Okay, now down here in the corner, right here, right where I'm pointing. Okay, I watched a video from, I think it was, oh, well, it's Tim Holt. It was Tim Holt. And he was doing a presentation of, I think it was at Creativation, either this year or last year. And he showed how he, oh, where is it? Goodness gracious. Okay, how basically it was, you take a stamp, you know, like I used this one for the corner here, okay? You take a stamp and you cover it with Tim Holtz alcohol lift ink. And it even says, use with Tim Holtz alcohol inks to lift color from non-porous surfaces. So when you open it up, the pad and the appearance of it reminds me a lot of the like, oh, what, I can never remember the words. What is it called? It's for embossing. Okay, so it reminds me of that, the appearance of it, and even the look of it. Okay, so basically you cover your stamp with this alcohol lift ink stuff, okay? And then once you've done your piece, and it looks pretty much the way you want it to look, you take a hairdryer, or you just let it, if you're patient enough, which I'm not, but if you're patient enough, you let it dry. You make sure it's completely dry, like completely dry. It doesn't take that long. It's alcohol ink, okay? But I gave it a little longer, and I did a couple more swipes with the hairdryer, made sure it was really dry. Now this has several layers of different colors. I think the next time when I do attempt to use this technique, I'm not going to put so many layers. But, so you put the alcohol lift ink on top of your stamp, and then you press it down wherever you want it, and you press it down with purpose, like Tim Holtz says, press it down with purpose. You know, I'm one of those he calls a CPR stamper. Like, I'm pressing down, like it's going to make that much of a difference. But you press with purpose, like Tim Holtz says, okay? And then you lift it up afterwards, okay? And you can see, not as clearly as you can see it here, but you can see the imprint of the stamp with this alcohol lift ink. And then you gently, and I mean gently, okay, see, I learned there's a little area here where I think I rubbed too much, but you gently wipe it, and it will take up a lot of that alcohol ink, and then you're left with that design from the stamp. I hope you can see that. I think it's really cool. I'm going to have to do it a few more times and experiment with a few other stamps to really get it down, but I really, really liked that effect. So there's the third one I did, okay? And I tried that alcohol lift ink technique. But on this one I used every single shade of brown I had. And I mean, I've got caramel, ginger, terracotta, which is more like an orangish color, but latte, sepia, I think I put a little honeycomb in there too, which is more like a yellowish brown. but that's a lot of layers right there. It's a lot of layers. Okay, so the one I show you today is going to be completely different. I'm going to do something completely different because I like to try new things. But I'm not going to do as many layers, and I might, if I have enough time, I might try a different stamp. But I think this lifting alcohol lift ink technique would work better with not so many layers on top of each other of the alcohol inks. But I could be wrong. Okay, so here we go. First things first. You're going to see me use this bottle. There is isopropyl alcohol in it. This one is what I'm using today, but I'm going to go to a drugstore and get a better one. But this is 91% isopropyl rubbing alcohol, but the higher the isopropyl rubbing alcohol content, the better. And you can go to drugstores and, and get like 97% or 99%. The higher the level, the better. Okay, but this works just as fine. Obviously, I used it to make the pieces that I just showed you. Okay, so I'm using, this is a bottle. It was a bottle of Distressing Vintage Photo. Well, but it was a re-inker, and I emptied it. Well, I used it all up, and then I washed it and rinsed it out, and now I use it as an eyedropper for the alcohol. Okay, I don't know how, yeah, I pretty much filled it before I started the video. Okay, so, and I've got my little ceramic palette here that I use for watercoloring too. But I use that, and I might use it some more. We'll see. So I'm going to move this out of my way for now until I need it. Okay, stick that down there. Okay. Now most importantly, you don't need Yupo paper. I repeat, you don't need Yupo paper to do alcohol inks. A couple weeks ago, first of all, I'm a go-getter when it comes to finding techniques or alternatives for techniques and crafts using things you already have at home, or purchasing alternative or substitutes that are less expensive that will work just as good. Well, a couple weeks ago I thought, oh gosh, I just hate to buy a pad of that Yupo paper. It's so expensive. There's got to be something else out there. And I do have some photo paper, but I thought, I don't know, there's got to be something else out there. Well, I was on one of my good days, and I felt pretty good. I was off going around to the consignment stores and Goodwills and charity shops, and at one of the charity shops, I saw this pad. Hold on, I'm going to get up and get it. I found this pad of a certain kind of paper. I'd never heard of it before. And but I thought, you know what? I felt the top of it, and the texture of it, and the high gloss texture of it was very similar to like photo paper. Now, I don't know what Yupo paper feels like. I don't even know what it looks like, because again, if I can get something less expensively, and get the just as good a result, I'm going to do that. Well, I found this, I got this pad of paper for, I paid under $1 for this at the charity shop. Now, I think it's Lou Cornell palette paper. That's right, palette paper. Poly-coated surface is non-porous. You can use this with acrylic, oil, and watercolor paints. Saves time with no messy cleanup. And it's disposable. Okay? Now again, I lifted the cover up and I felt it. Now you can see it from the reflection of the light that it's got that high gloss sheen, just like photo paper. Except the only difference is this palette paper, it's very thin as opposed to, or in comparison to photo paper, because that's a lot thicker. But this high gloss non-porous finish on top makes it really, I mean like really tough, really tough. But I said, you know what? Cost me under $1. What? I got to try it. And the pieces that I've showed you today that I finished, this one, and this one, they were all done on that palette paper. Now, before I was going to do this video, I wanted to make sure that you could go to certain places and purchase this palette paper, and I needed to make sure that it was cheaper or less expensive than Yupo paper, which it is. I went to Hobby Lobby, and I went to Michael's, and I even saw it at Tuesday Morning. And even and especially if you have a coupon from Michael's or Hobby Lobby, you can get a pad of palette paper for under $5. Okay? That's a lot cheaper than a pad of Yupo paper. And you can still have fantastic, beautiful results. Okay? So, that was most important. I'm glad I remembered that. So this is that palette paper. It's not photo paper. It's not Yupo paper. It's palette paper. Okay. Now we're going to get started now that I'm 22 minutes in. Oh, goodness gracious me. Heavens to Murgatroyd. Okay, so I've done some reds and some browns and some greens. How about I'm going to go with blues. I'm going to stick with kind of blues. I got oh, and I also learned that if you're going to do a piece with alcohol inks, if you want to add these Ranger alcohol pearls, that mica or whatever it is that's in the bottom, mica powder or that pearlescent powder stuff that's inside, acts as a barrier. So if you use just the straight alcohol inks, this alcohol lift ink technique works great. But if you use the alcohol pearls, that powder, whatever it is that's inside, the mica or whatever it is, it acts as a barrier and really prevents this technique from being, really effective. Okay, so that's just a little something for you to know ahead of time. At least that's what I have learned. It may be different for you, but for me, it didn't really work that great if I added the alcohol pearls to the mix. Okay. I think that's it. Okay. So we're going to do, let's see, what I do is I'm going to do something different here. I saw a technique. I've watched a ton of videos in the last few days on, so I'm going to pour a little bit. Can you see me doing this? Okay. I'm going to pour a little bit of the alcohol, just a little bit. It dries. It'll evaporate in no time. Okay, so I'm going to pick, I got 2 blues here, not alcohol. Actually, I'm not going to do the alcohol lift ink this time, I think. Yeah, I think I'm just going to do, just not going to worry about that. I'm going to just do something different. So let's, alcohol pearl smolder. That would look good with the blues. I think I'm going to do that. Let's just do something different. Yeah. All right, so we're going to do the denim first. I'm going to add some blue. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 drops of alcohol ink to a little well of alcohol. Now this is probably going to make a mess because that's the story of my life. I'm going to mix it up a little bit. Yeah. Mix it up. Okay. I'm going to tap, 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 tap. Okay. And tap, 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 tap. Yeah, I'm just going to let it just kind of spill randomly. This is what I did yesterday. I just had fun and I didn't worry about anything. I didn't worry about, oh my gosh, it's not going to be perfect. Oh my gosh, it's going to look stupid. I just didn't. I just, you know, I'm going to sit here and relax and have fun and watch videos, which I did. There's a lot of alcohol with this right now. Again, really, do the smart thing. Make sure there's a fan going, which I do have. So you can probably, I don't know. I have a fan going in here, a ceiling fan going on high in here. And because, you know, you got to have air circulating. You have to be. Okay, so I'm just tapping it here and there. I'm just going to let it sit. I'm going to say I'm sorry ahead of time because you have to use a dryer, and I'm not going to pause this video every time because you're going to use the hair dryer a lot. You need to dry it in between layers. So I apologize ahead of time for that. Okay. All right, so I'm just going to let that sit a little bit. Yeah, I'm making a mess. Oh well. Like I said, I'm having fun. Okay, I'll let that. Okay, so I do have a handy dandy little tool here. This is what is really. I've seen a lot of people use those things they call them lazy Susans to spin around their alcohol ink pieces while they're blow drying and while they're, you know, moving the ink around and that sort of thing. Well, I don't have a lazy Susan. What I do have is this, and it's very similar to a lazy Susan. This is from all the years of, that's kind of bugging me, so I'm going to wipe up that alcohol ink. All the years of my quilting. Yep. See, that's what's nice about alcohol inks. Pour more isopropyl alcohol down and you can wipe up your mess like nothing, and it evaporates in minutes. Love that. Okay, that makes me feel better. Okay, so we're just gonna, now I'm gonna show you what I mean. I don't have a lazy Susan, but this is very similar to a lazy Susan. We're gonna move this up here so I have as much space as possible. This is from years of quilting. It's made by Fiskars, and it's great for more accurate cutting on smaller pieces of fabric when you're trying to machine piece and or make designs for quilts. Okay, so, and it spins like this. Isn't that wonderful? Look at that. It's very similar to a Lazy Susan. And I thought, well, I don't have a Lazy Susan, but I got this. And it works just as good. So that's what I'm using today. Okay, now I'm going to do just this. I'm going to turn the hair dryer on. Excuse me, I'll be right back. All right, so the next step is this. Well, at least this is my next step. Again, there is no right or wrong way. I have watched a lot of videos, and I mean a lot of them, and I'm probably going to watch a ton more. Different techniques, different ways of doing this. There's no right or wrong. It's just have fun with it. Don't worry about, there's really no mistakes in this. I mean, it's just amazing what you can do, and every piece comes out differently every time. So don't be hard on you. Don't be hard on yourself. Just enjoy the process. Okay, so that was my next step. Is this? I'm going to. There's a lot of harsh lines here, so what I'm going to do is just now. In this time, I'm using a straw. Okay. Now, I know what you're all thinking. I don't have enough air in my chest to do this. I'll start to hyperventilate. I'll pass out. I just can't do this. You know. Well, I'm not going to blow hard through the straw. I'm going to be very gentle, and I'm going to show you. Okay, I'm going to put a little bit of ink down. Woo. Yep. Okay. All right, so this is what we're going to do. I'm going to just blow gently and move that ink just a little bit. I hope you can see that. Let's see if I can zoom in a little bit and show you. Zoom. All right. Okay, so I'm going to put a little bit more down because you kind of, with the alcohol, it dries quickly. So okay, so there's one corner. It's just awfully dark though. Okay, another thing you can do, which I have learned in the last couple of days that you can do, is you can take little paintbrushes. Make sure you set aside in your container of alcohol inks and stuff that brushes that you don't really care about. Maybe old ones, used ones, whatever, but set them aside and just say, okay, these brushes now are just for alcohol inking. Because it'll, you just don't want to mix them. So I'm just going to rub this out a little bit. Well, you probably can't see me do it, can you? It's just so I can get rid of those harsh lines. I've got a little bit of water on my brush, and I don't want that. So, okay, so let's add a little bit more. A little more alcohol. And that's the only thing, again, that's in this little distress ink bottle. It used to be vintage photo re-inker, but now it's just isopropyl alcohol. Okay, I'm just going to give these a little brush. You can just add a little more, the brush that I'm using. It's a fan brush. It just adds just a little bit more texture to it. I just think it's kind of cool. Okay, I'm going to bring this over here. Let it just sit for a second. So just pat it out a little bit. Okay. Just pat it out. Kind of just. Okay, so that's that. And then what we're going to do is I'm going to turn it around and work on a different blue. Now that was denim, so let's try aquamarine. Do a little something with that. Try this, because I've never done this one before. Put a little bit of alcohol ink, and then a little bit of, a little alcohol, regular isopropyl alcohol, and then a little bit of alcohol ink on top with the blue. Let's see if we can make a little design with that. Ooh, that aquamarine, that's bright. Ooh. I've also noticed that once a certain area is, like really dry, the color is still vibrant, but it dries much lighter than when you first apply it. And that's okay too, but bring a little bit of that aquamarine over there. You know. Okay, so now I'm just going to leave that, well, actually, I just want to take a little bit of that aquamarina from over here and move it over here. There. Okay, now I'm going to rinse my brush in a jar of just regular water over here. Okay, and take my little dirty crafting towel and dry the brush off. Okay, now what blue have I think that's, I'm just not sure. What do I want to do? Do I want to add the, yeah, I think I'm going to do the alcohol pearl. Yeah. Add some alcohol pearl there. Did I? So you can see it. Then I'm going to just add a little bit of isopropyl alcohol to that. Take my brush and mix it together. And press that fan brush down. And make like a, just fan it out and lift it. Press it down, move it. Spread out those bristles a little bit. Alright, let's add a little bit more alcohol, soak up some more of that. Alright, I'm going to rinse that. And now get down to business here. Now, from this point on, I'm simply going to add little areas of just isopropyl alcohol and blow dry just that area and try to kind of move that. Actually, I'm going to add a little blending solution. Just a little bit, okay, and then I'm going to blow dry it on low. Now, so you can see how you can get two different effects. This side is the side where I put the blending solution, the Ranger's alcohol blending solution. And this kind of it gives you a different effect. And this side was just the little bits of alcohol ink and the fan brush and isopropyl alcohol, but you get a different look. Okay, now I'm going to put this back on my thing. I'm just going to do, where's my, I'm going to put a drop here and a drop there, that alcohol pearl celestial. And then a couple drops of the where's my straw? We're going to do that again. Another section. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And now I love the pearl because instantly, especially like you can add the alcohol, but right after you go to dry it, you can instantly see that shimmer, that pearlescent shimmer in it, and it just lights up the whole paper. I love it. Love it. Okay, so tell me, which side do you like better? Again, the possibilities are endless, but I'm hoping that gives you an idea of what I've learned so far and what I'm doing. I think, I don't know, what time is it? I got a couple more minutes. I think I'm going to do one more layer here and then just let it sit, and maybe I'll take a break and walk away from it and come back and say, do I like it just the way it is? I just think that the possibilities are endless, and you can use them. I mean, like if I brought this back up just to show you, the one that looks like the abalone shell, I can see this cut out as a background, you know, putting like an image, like a Mrs. Coggs image or a botanical image on top, and this being like the background piece for that image. And I think it would look fantastic on a pocket in a journal. I think it would look fantastic as like a centerpiece on a cover for a journal. But I think these could make some, I mean, there's just, I've just touched the surface, and I'm really enjoying this. So I wanted to share it with you. Yeah, I'm going to do one more layer, and then I'm going to sign off and hopefully get this uploaded so y'all can see it. And yeah, and then tomorrow is the big day. The big giveaway winner is announced. Yay! I'm so excited. You can see this. I'm just gently blowing with a straw. I'm not hurting myself. I'm not, you know. I'm just kind of playing, having a good time. And I really have been having a good time. Yesterday I almost forgot to eat. Almost forgot to take a shower. Surprised my husband came in and still gave me a hug and a kiss. Hoping you can see it move on camera. See, I don't like those really, really harsh spots. Like, whoa. I think, yeah, see that's. Oh, see? I'm going to tilt it up. Yeah. So that pretty much, so I'm hoping that gives you an idea of, of what I've been doing. And just, I really hope that it kind of moves you to give it a shot, give it a try. But again, and I don't nearly have all the colors, but you can bet that I'm going to own all of the colors of Ranger's alcohol ink. And I've been watching some other videos too about different brands. I can't think of the name of one of them, but the other one's Marabou. Joggles.com promotes the Marabou. Kelty or Kilty, or I'm not sure of that name. But there's others, you know, and they've been out for a while. But of course, I'm late to the party. I'm always late to the party. You know, alcohol inks have been around for a while, but this is where I'm at right now. And the more I do it, the more I will come on and show you the techniques that I learn as I go along. But yeah, I really think I'm going to incorporate some of these pieces, some of the work, some of the alcohol inks. I'm definitely going to incorporate them into journals and other journal-like projects, because I just think that they really they're a nice accent, and they're lovely to look at, you know. But I'm having fun, and I thought I really wanted to come on and share it with you. So I hope you enjoyed that, and yeah, and tomorrow, I'll see you again tomorrow, and you'll get to hear and get introduced to the hubster, because tomorrow is the winner of the giveaway, my first giveaway. I am so excited, and I'm really, really thankful for all of you, for so many of you that participated and commented, and just all the compliments. Thank you so much. You have no idea. I just can't tell you in words how much I appreciate that. And I hope you enjoyed this. This was fun, and I will keep you updated. The more pieces I do, the more techniques I learn, I'll come on and I'll show you, and hopefully I'll be able to give you more alternatives or substitutes for that are cheaper, that are less expensive. I'm sure the Yupo paper is pretty fantastic, but it's in my brain, it's in my character to try to find something that works just as good and it doesn't cost as much. So I think that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed this, really I do. I'll see you soon. I'll see you tomorrow. Have a good night. Bye for now.